Welcome to the Top Tips for a Fantastic Year of Fundraising webinar. This is a joint webinar with Easy Fundraising and Parentkind. We'll get started now. This is being recorded, so if you could keep your cameras and mics off, that would be brilliant. I am joined today by Becky from Easy Fundraising. Becky, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, thanks for coming along today. I'm going to be helping Jo tonight. So if you've got any questions that you'd like to ask me as we go through, then you can either pop them in the chat box, or if you prefer, you can put them in the Q&A box. You should see both of those in your panel at the bottom or the top of your screen. But yeah, feel free to ask anything or share anything you want to say, and I will answer them. And if I think it's something that everyone else would benefit from hearing the answer to, then when we stop for questions, I'll voice them and Jo and I can talk through them.
Thank you very much. So to introduce myself, my name's Jo. I am the Education Partnerships Manager at Easy Fundraising. A little bit about my background. So I've worked in education for 10 years. I've spent 4 years as a deputy head teacher of a primary school, and I'm currently a governor of a primary school as well. So in this webinar today, we're going to talk you through who Easy Fundraising are, what we do, how Easy Fundraising can be of benefit to your PTA. And we'll also talk through the year. We'll look at different fundraising tips, different things you can do with Easy Fundraising throughout the year. So we'll get started. So what we're going to work through, I've already given you a brief overview, but I'll talk about who we are and what we do, how Easy Fundraising works. We'll also look at what other PTAs think of Easy Fundraising. We'll have time for questions, and then we'll go on to look at top tips for fundraising throughout the year. So online shopping is increasing. £110 billion was spent online in 2022. So the figures for 2023 haven't quite been released yet, but we're expecting that to have increased in 2023. There are 60 million online shoppers in the UK, and 38% of shopping in the UK is done online. Easy Fundraising is a way that you can get free funding for your PTA. We partner with the UK's leading retailers, over 8,000 of them, and we turn online shopping into free donations for your PTA. So who we are and what we do. We're the largest fundraising shopping website in the UK, and we support thousands of good causes and charities. Parents and supporters can collect a free donation when they do their normal online shopping, which is paid to your PTA if your PTA signs up to Easy Fundraising. Since 2007, we've helped good causes raise over £50 million. That's a landmark we reached just before Christmas, and we're really proud of the amount we've helped good causes and charities raise using Easy Fundraising. And of that £50 million, 12.5 million of it was raised specifically by PTAs and schools across the UK. So you can see Easy Fundraising works incredibly well for schools and PTAs. So you might be thinking, how does it work? Well, the benefits, it's free funding for all schools and PTAs, regardless of size. It doesn't matter if you're a really small rural village primary school, or if you're an incredibly large secondary school. Easy Fundraising works for all the different ranges of schools out there. Supporters can give at no cost. So at times it can feel as a PTA that you're asking parents for money kind of frequently, but Easy Fundraising is a way that people can give money at no extra cost. They just continue with their online shopping as they normally would. We're not asking them to spend any more than they normally would, but they can also get a donation from the retailer that goes back to your PTA at no extra cost to them. We've got over 8,000 retailers involved. We've got a huge range. We've got people like M&S, John Lewis, Asda, Booking.com, Trainline. We've got an incredible range, and you'll see kind of more examples of the different retailers we have on board as we go through the webinar today. So here are a few more. So John Lewis, eBay, Sainsbury's, Argos, Asda, M&S, Trainline, Tesco's, Booking.com, Just Eat. You can see we've got a huge range of retailers there as well. So we have supermarkets, we have places people can book hotels, they can buy clothes, they can buy things for their house. We've got a really large range of retailers. You can see the full range of the retailers on our website. Questions you might be thinking right now? You might be thinking, do we have to be a charity to use Easy Fundraising? No, you don't need to be a charity to use Easy Fundraising. You can be a good cause, and schools and PTAs count as a good cause. Will it cost us anything? So Easy Fundraising is completely free to use. It won't cost you a penny, and it won't cost any of your supporters who also sign up to use Easy Fundraising a penny. They just spend as they normally would online, and the retailers will give a donation back to your PTA or school. How is Easy Fundraising funded? So when you shop with a retailer, the retailer will give a donation back to your school or PTA, but they'll also give a proportion back to Easy Fundraising to thank us for directing you to their website. And how are we paid our donations? So you're paid your donations 4 times a year on something called donation days. So what we do is we add up all of the different donations that your PTA has raised over a 3-month period, and then we pay them to you, those donations, on something called a donation day. We've actually got a donation day coming up. It's on the 13th of February. So if we have people here who are already signed up to Easy Fundraising, as long as your PTA has raised over £15 in that 3-month period, you'll be receiving your donations on the 13th of February. Right, so I'm going to demonstrate for you now how Easy Fundraising works. So I'm just going to come out of PowerPoint, and I'm going to come onto the Easy Fundraising website here. So when your supporters, so as a PTA, you would sign up to Easy Fundraising, and you'd share with your supporters who would be like your community. So parents, it could be teachers, volunteers, it could be local businesses. And you'll ask them to also sign up to Easy Fundraising. Once they've signed up and they log into their account, it will look like this. Now, there are different ways you can use Easy Fundraising. So you can shop using Easy Fundraising through your computer, which is what I'm demonstrating here. So you would log onto the Easy Fundraising website, and all you do in the top bar here is type where you would like to shop. So let's say that I would like to shop at Marks and Spencer's. So you type in where you'd like to shop to the bar at the top, and it will take you to a page that will show you what percentage donations you can get. Doesn't matter which of these Shop Now buttons you click on. You can see there are different percentage donations for kind of different areas of the retailer there. Doesn't matter which one you click Shop Now, and you'll be taken to the M&S website. When you get onto the website, you shop as you normally would. So you would just do your normal shop, and once you have paid for whatever you've purchased, M&S will give a donation back to your PTA as a thank you for shopping with them. It's that simple. You don't have to shop using a computer, so you might be shopping on your phone. You can download the Easy Fundraising app. Now, the app looks very similar to the website. When you go on the app, there'll be a search bar at the top, so you would search in the same way, and you can complete your shopping through the app and get a donation. And you can also use something called the donation reminder. Now, the donation reminder is really good because it makes it really difficult for you to forget to use Easy Fundraising. So it is a web browser. So I can see here, I've got mine downloaded, and it can see I'm on M&S here, and it's telling me my donation is enabled. Let's say that I know where I'd like to shop. Let's say I would like to shop on trainline.com. Instead of having to go through the website like I've just demonstrated, I can simply type it into the search bar. And what will happen is I'll get a little pop-up, and it will say, would you like to get a donation? You simply click Get Donation, And there it's telling me I can get up to a 15% donation. That's enabled. I shop as normal on train 9 and my donation will go back to my PTA. And then the final way I want to demonstrate is you might not know which retailer you want to shop with, but you might know you want to buy a particular item. So let's say that I know that I'd like to buy a laptop. So I've just typed that in, and on Google here, I can see all the different places that I could shop to buy a laptop. And you can see here that it says donation available. Get up to a 1.25 donation. So I can see that if I shop with Currys, I can get a 1.25% donation. If I shop with AO, I can get a 1.5% donation. With Argos, I could get 3%. You can see as I scroll down, it shows me all the different places that I could get donations. So once you've decided, let's say I'd like to shop with Argos, I'm going to click get a 3% donation. That will take me to their website, and I can see there that a 3% donation has been enabled. I'm just going to come back to my PowerPoint now. So it's that simple. That's how easy fundraising works. So how do you sign your PTA up? What you need to do is you need to go to this address here. So www.easyfundraising.org.uk/parentkind. I'm sure Becky will pop that in the chat for you if you'd like to be able to click on it at this point. When you go onto that website, you will see this page here. It asks you what your PTA is called. Now, this is really quick and simple. It will take you 3 minutes, 4 minutes maximum, maybe. You type in what the name of your PTA is, and you'll be taken to a page that tells you that you've now registered. So this is one that I've done as a test. So I just typed in that my PTA was called Testing Joe. And so I can see that it's now registered. And it will tell you what's next. So it will say, we'll get you set up so you can start raising money when you shop online, and we'll email you some tips to get you started, including how to add payment details. When you click the next step, it will take you to a page that says, let's spread the word. So you can add a description of your PTA in there. So you might want to put the name of your PTA and the school you're linked to. You might want to put in a brief description of what you're currently raising for. You don't have to do that at this point. You can click skip now and go past that page, and you can come back to it at a later point if you don't feel ready to fill in that information. You'll then be asked if you'd like to book a free personalised coaching call. So I'd really strongly advise that you book a coaching call. So a coaching call would take place with one of our friendly fundraising experts. They're about 15 minutes long. If you click book now, it will take you to a page where you can select a date and time that work for you. And the fundraising experts will give you tips on how to get started, how to recruit supporters, and they'll answer any of your questions that you might have about easy fundraising. We do find that that causes that go on to book, have a coaching call, go on to raise up to 3 times as much as causes that don't book a coaching call. So I'd really strongly advise you book a coaching call there. And then once you've done that, your easy fundraising page will pop up. So the name of your PTA will be at the top. If you add in your location, that will come up there as well. You can add in a logo. You can see that there. And then the description that I just kind of talked you through that you could add or you could skip, will come up at this point on the page here. And so the point of this page is a way that you can see how much you have raised so far, and your supporters can see how much you've raised. What you want to do is when you are recruiting supporters, so that's your parents, volunteers, staff, local businesses, anyone in your local community who'd like to support you through easy fundraising, you direct them to this page and they can click sign up and support this cause. So you might be thinking, that's brilliant, but how do I tell my community that we're using easy fundraising? How do I get supporters on board? So you do that by using your Promote My Cause page. So I'm just going to go back and show you Promote My Cause page. So on the bar here, right on the right, it says Promote My Cause. If you click on that, it will take you to your Promote My Cause page, and this will be specific to your PTA or your primary school. So you can see here that I'm promoting Walton-on-Trent Primary School. This is the school that I'm a governor at. What you can do is you can copy your cause page link. You can see that says copy to the clipboard. And if you share that with people, it will take them to the page where they can sign up to be a supporter for your PTA or for your school. You can also view a QR code that's specific to your PTA or to your school. So when people scan that QR code using their phones, it will take them to the course page that we've looked at already. If I scroll down on Promote My Cause, you'll see we have different templates that you can share to show that you have started using Easy Fundraising. So we have Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, we have an email template. I'll just click on the Twitter one as an example. And you can see this has been pre-populated with the name of the school that I'm promoting. So if I click post to Twitter there, it will literally take me to my Twitter account. It's added on a picture for me. And so I could literally click post, and this link here is where your supporters would click to sign up as a supporter of your school or PTA. So you can see those there. If I scroll down, this section here, this changes frequently. There are different offers that are available that you can also share with your local community to ask them to be supporters or to perhaps take part in a competition that's happening at the moment. So you can have a look through those. And then we have even more templates that you can share here. So if I go, let's go on the WhatsApp one here. You can see there are different messages here that you can share. So even if you're already signed up to Easy Fundraising, there are different messages you can share. So you might want to remind your supporters. So if I click here, you can see it says, hi there, please remember to use Easy Fundraising every time you shop online, and a little bit more information that you might want to share. You can also share information about what you're wanting to raise for, or what you've already raised. There are lots of different ones you can share there. If I scroll down again here, we also have a digital and print section. So we have posters, flyers, and handouts. I'll scroll down here, look. So you can download different posters or flyers or handout cards if you'd prefer to provide your supporters with a physical item to help them sign up. And then there are extra resources here. So there's a page specifically for schools that you can go on. And if you want to tell your supporters about the Easy Fundraising app, or you want to ask them to download the donation reminder, you can click here for different messages and images to help you share. So what do other PTAs think? Here we have some quotes. We have the first one from a PTA member, the second one's from a parent supporter, and the third one's from a school business manager at a primary school. So I won't read through them word for word, but in the first one, the PTA member talks about how their local primary school has raised thousands of pounds through Easy Fundraising. And she talks about some of the ways that she has promoted Easy Fundraising to her community. So they've used posters, they've used social media channels, they've used WhatsApp groups, and they've also spoken to parents at face-to-face events and asked them to sign up. In the middle one, we have a parent supporter who talks about Easy Fundraising being a no-brainer, an easy way to raise cash for your school. And she talks about some of the different ways that she has raised donations. So through her weekly delivery from Sainsbury's, through buying electrical goods from Argos, bedding from John Lewis, booking holidays at booking.com. There are so many different ways that you can raise donations. And then finally, the school business manager talks about how they've been using Easy Fundraising and their supporters have raised over £1,000, which has allowed them to buy some extra items for the children, and nursery have loved their puddle suits. I really like that quote. I think that's a very cute quote. So time for questions. Becky, are there any questions that are in the chat?
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions in Q&A, which I've answered, but I will answer them live as well. So somebody was asking, what happens if you haven't raised £15? What happens then? And I've just explained that you'll never lose that money, so don't worry about that. It will just roll to the next quarter. So we haven't quite hit that £15 threshold, then we will just roll it over to the next quarter. We're never going to take that money away from you, so don't worry. Hayley's asking, can you use this when using other discount codes at checkout? It largely depends on the retailer. So when you go to the Easy Fundraising site, as Joe showed you, each retailer has its own page, which tells you what their donation rate, what the donation rate is, and it will also show you any T's and C's, any terms and conditions. So there is no simple answer. I can't tell you, yes, you can definitively always use a discount code at checkout, or you can't, because each retailer will do it differently. Some will be absolutely fine. If you also use a discount code, you'll still get your donation. Some might say if you're using a discount code, you won't get your donation. But that's why we always have the T's and C's for each retailer on the website. So if you just head there, click on the T's and C's button, you will see whether that retailer accepts, will also give you a discount and a donation. I've got an anonymous person asking, they use the donation reminder on an Apple phone, but have been asked by parents if it works on Android. Can you advise? So at the moment, it works on Apple, as you've said. If you have a Samsung device, then we are just in the process of rolling that out so that the donation reminder will work, and all other types of Android device will be following shortly. So at the moment, it's Apple, Samsung, and everything else to follow. Louise is asking, how many people can promote your cause, or is it only the admin? That is a great question, Louise. So no, anyone can use that promote my cause area, not just you, the admin. So we used to have it that it was just the admin that had access to all of those fab tools that Joe showed you. But we changed this because we realized that actually, just because you're the admin, you might not be the person that's responsible for spreading the word or popping something in a newsletter. You might have another person on your PTA that does that, or you just might have lots of you that want to share the word out. So providing someone is registered to support you on Easy Fundraising, providing they've signed up and chosen you as the cause they are going to support, they have also got access to that promote my cause area. So any other PTA member, any other parent can also share those messages out, which is it's great, because often parents want to share it with their own networks. I know when my children were at primary school and I was the chair of the PTA and I was in charge of the Easy Fundraising account there, my parents used to do a lot of our raising for us, and I used to sort of share messages out with the family. So it doesn't just have to be you. Then I've got another question just come in, Lisa. What stats can we share with parents? Can we just see who is supporting? Can we see who is supporting the cause, or is it just the first name? In order to be completely GDPR compliant, you will only be able to see the name, first name, and initial of the person supporting your cause. So, for example, if Joe was supporting my cause, I would be able to see her as Joe L. I can't see her surname, and I can only see how much she has raised. So you can't see where someone has shopped, and you can't see what they've bought. So it's all completely GDPR compliant. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, actually, we'd really like to know kind of more details about our parents that are supporting us. But as I say, for GDPR, we're not able to give you their surname or their address, or their email address or anything like that. But what we do find is that usually schools have PTAs have a really good idea of who's who. When they look down their list of supporters, they tend to know who is who. So as I say, you'll never be able to see what they've bought or where they've bought it from. So that's a really important thing to stress to parents, that by signing up to Easy Fundraising, they are not committing to having their internet browsing and shopping history displayed for all to see. It's completely safe and secure. I think that, oh, and Lisa was also saying, what stats can we share with parents? Another good question. So you can see, who's supporting you, how much has been raised. You can see things like who supported you recently and things like that. So you are able to communicate that sort of information out, but nothing that wouldn't be within the confines of GDPR, if that makes sense. I think, oh, hang on, I have got another couple of questions. Just bear with me. Do dormant accounts become deleted after some time? Some of our members thought we were already signed up, but couldn't find our PTA when searching, so we've signed up again. No, we don't close down accounts unless you ask us to. So if that account has become dormant, we might have closed it because someone has asked us to, but as a general rule of thumb, no, we wouldn't do that. And we wouldn't do that without trying to contact you in the first place to give you the chance to say, you know, this is not a you know, we aren't dormant. It's absolutely fine to sign up again. And I was going to actually make that point that if you are not sure if your PTA is signed up, or perhaps you think you might have been signed up in the past, but the chair has left and moved on and you can't remember the login details, if you just register again, we will sort it out at our end. So we will be able to see, is there a you know, is there another account matching that? And if we know that they're the same, we can merge the two together. As a chair of the PTA, can I tell how many supporters I have? Yeah, absolutely. You can see a list of your supporters. Any tips on keeping parents engaged? Well, Joe's going to come on to that in a moment with the how to raise through the year. Charlie's asking, is it easy to know what level of access you have when you log in so we can make different users, e.g. the committee administrators? So only one of you can be the admin. So only one of you can be the person that can change the bank details or amend your course description or anything like that. You can only have one person as the admin. We are looking at ways to make allow multi admins, but at the moment it's one person is the admin and everyone else is a supporter. And then Lisa's asking, in terms of the competitions, how can we tell if we've been entered? Are you new supporters get an entry into £250 competition? Lisa, I will get Joe to drop you an email after that, after the session or in the morning to let you know about the competition. I think I've answered everyone's questions for the moment, but if you have other questions, please pop them in the chat as we go along and we can answer them again at the end. But hopefully that's made sense to everybody. And now I'll let Joe carry on.
Brilliant. Thank you. Some really good questions there. So now we're going to have a look at top tips for fundraising and supporter sign-ups throughout the year. So we've produced a document this year called A Year of Raising for 2024. I'm not expecting you to be able to read all of the small print on this. As I go through it, I'm going to enlarge different sections. But the idea here is to show what one supporter could raise for your PTA in a year by shopping through Easy Fundraising. Now, this obviously isn't everything everything that someone may buy in a year. But what we've done is we've taken different months. We've not taken every month of the year, but we've just taken different months, and we have kind of zoomed in on large donations that you could raise at different points in the year. So if we have a look here at the first few months, so in January, you might be booking a family holiday. If you book through TUI, which is one of our retailers, you could raise up to £60 in donations. So we have lots of other holiday retailers on Easy Fundraising as well. It's not that we just have TUI, but that's just an example of how much you could raise. So when you're booking a family holiday, there are loads of different things that you can raise donations on. So flights, hotels, car parking, holiday insurance. You might be buying different items for your holiday beforehand. So you might go through one of our retailers such as Boots to buy different sun creams, different kind of travel, like mini shampoos, that sort of thing. So you could raise lots of different things there when you're booking a family holiday, but simply just booking your kind of holiday package So like your flights and accommodation through TUI, you could raise up to £60 there. I actually, with my husband, booked a trip over Easter to Amsterdam where we're going to watch a hockey tournament that's going on there. So we just booked our hotel, so 3 nights for 2 people, and we've got a £22.50 donation there already. So you can raise really large donations when you're booking holidays.
I'm just going to jump in there, Joe, as well, and say I've just raised £10 booking my flights as well. And last summer I raised £49 booking a holiday to Prague.
Brilliant. Really good items there. And it doesn't have to be abroad. It can be within the UK as well. So if you were booking a trip and you were going to go by train, for example, you can raise good donations in that way. And again, if you're booking accommodation, so if you're booking a hotel, you could raise donations on that as well. If I skip to February, so on the kind of main year of fundraising document there that I just showed you, we hadn't put in a donation for February. But what I've done is I've gone through is I've added in some, you'll see that logo there that says support a sign up opportunity. So a lot of schools have parents' evening in February. It would be a really good opportunity to sign up new supporters to your cause at a face-to-face event like Parents' Evening. You have lots of parents in the building, and what you could do is you could have a PTA member who is there at the Parents' Evening. You could have them with an iPad, and so they're talking to parents. You can demonstrate how easy fundraising works. So you could do something like how I demonstrated to you to show parents how it works. You might simply have your course page open on the iPad and ask if they'd sign up as a supporter so they can do it there and then. You might have QR codes. You might have flyers so people can scan on their phone and sign up as supporters there and then. So Parents' Evening is a really good opportunity to get more supporters signed up to Easy Fundraising. If we move on to March, so another opportunity to raise a large donation might be if you're upgrading your TV and broadband package. So if you do that through Sky, you can raise up to a £12.50 donation there. And again, it doesn't have to just be with Sky. There are other retailers on our website that you can do that through. And then in April, it might be time to buy or renew your home insurance. If you do that through confused.com, you can receive up to a £17 donation for that. So moving on then to May, you might be upgrading your mobile phone. If you do that through O2, you can get up to a £45 donation there. I was speaking to a lady from a PTA who talked about she was upgrading her mobile phone package for her family. I think she did that through Sky actually, and she said she got a £50 donation for upgrading there. Moving on to June, pet insurance is another way that you can raise big donations. So if you do that through Pet Plan, you can get up to a £21 donation there. And then kind of switching back to talk to you about supporter sign-up opportunities. So often in June, schools will be having new intake meetings. So if you're a primary school, that would be for your new reception cohort that would be starting the following September. If you're a secondary school, that would be for your new Year 7 cohort. It's the perfect opportunity because you have a large group of parents in school, and quite often they're in a hall listening to different people from the school talking about different things. It would be a really good opportunity if a PTA member could go along and explain to them that you use Easy Fundraising and you'd like them to sign up. Now, to help with that, because some people might find it daunting to kind of stand in front of a crowd and explain easy fundraising, we have actually created some videos that do a lot of the explaining for you. So when we've kind of worked through our 2024, I'll share with you some of the videos that you could use to help you there. In July, it might be time to get a new school uniform. So you can get up to a £4.50 donation there through M&S. And also July summer events. So summer events at school. So lots of different things there. So you might have a summer fair, you might have a sports day, you might have some sort of play or show going on at school. it's the perfect opportunity again when you have people there in school to ask them to sign up as a supporter. You might have maybe a stall at the summer fair where you have a few members from the PTA there showing people what Easy Fundraising is, asking them to sign up. I know we've had some PTAs talk about doing things like if you sign up to Easy Fundraising as a supporter, you can have a free drink, you can have a free item of food. So some PTAs do it that way. Some PTAs have even gone as far as having Easy Fundraising t-shirts printed, or having kind of pop-up banners of Easy Fundraising printed on them. So there are loads of different ways you can be really creative with how you kind of attract people's attention to sign up as supporters. And then moving on to August, if you trade in your old car, you can get up to a £40 donation with We Buy Any Car. September, it might be time to buy insurance. You can get up to an £18 donation there from confused.com. And in all these examples, it's not just one retailer that you have to go to through Easy Fundraising. There are lots and lots of different retailers, so over 8,000 of them on our site. In October, you could get up to a £13 donation for a new sofa. And then moving on to November, again, November is a time that a lot of schools have parents' evenings. So everything we talked about with the February parents' evening applies again. It's the perfect opportunity when you have lots of people in the building to talk to them about Easy Fundraising and ask them to sign up as a supporter. And then in December, so if people do their food shopping online, you can get weekly donations. So if you use Tesco's throughout the whole year, you could get an £84 donation there for just simply doing your weekly food shopping that you'd be doing anyway online through Easy Fundraising. That could earn you an £84 donation. And then in terms of supporter signups in December, there are lots of Christmas events. So again, these tend to be kind of similar things to summer. So you might have a Christmas fair, you might have plays and shows going on. They really are the perfect opportunity to be asking people to sign up as a supporter. So throughout that whole year, you can see there it says a total of £315. So that's how much one supporter could raise in a year for these different items. And that's without even thinking about smaller things that people tend to buy online. So things like birthday presents, different items of clothing, different things for your house, all those different things add up throughout the year. So I said to you, I talked to you about different videos that we have produced. Now you're getting actually a bit of a preview because these videos aren't yet on our website, but I have created some links because I thought that they'd be really useful to people so that you can actually access these videos before anybody else. So you're very lucky today to be getting to see these. So the idea of these videos that we've produced is they're specifically for PTAs and schools, and they're for you to share at school events. So like we talked about for new intake meetings, perhaps before you have a show or play, any kind of opportunity where you have lots of people sat down within a school together. We've had a couple produced. I'm not going to show you both. I'll just show you one. But I will send around the links for where you can download these videos after the webinar. So I'm going to share with you the first one. Now I just need to stop sharing my screen for one moment. And I am going to reshare just so you can hear the audio correctly. And here is the video that I'm going to share with you. So it's a 1:25 long, so it's not going to kind of take up a long time at different meetings or before plays and shows, but it just explains to people, your community, why you use Easy Fundraising. and it ends there on a screen with a QR code. So people can then scan that QR code on their phone, and they'll be taken to a page where they can type in the name of your school or PTA, and which will then take them to your course page where they can sign up. So after looking through the different sections on what you can raise and good opportunities to recruit new supporters, have we got any other questions, Becky, in the chat?
Someone's asking the calendar. Is it available to share? And I've said I think it is, and you'll be able to send it on to everybody that's come along today. Let me just check. I had a question about changing the admin. So as I mentioned before, if you think your school, your PTA might have been signed up in the past, but you can't find the details, Jo will be sharing her details afterwards with you and sharing the slides, etc. So just drop Jo an email back and she will sort it out for you. If you're not sure, we'll just get you to register again and we will merge your old account into your new one. But other than that, no other questions at the moment.
Brilliant. So to kind of summarize some of the things we've been talking about today, 3 reasons to use Easy Fundraising. So 8,000 UK retailers will donate to your PTA. So people can raise on anything from a takeaway to a train ticket. It's also easy to implement and manage, so it generates funds all year round with little effort. Obviously, with PTAs, one of your main roles is fundraising. And this is a way that you can fundraise. It can be going on all year. It's going on in the background with little effort. You just need to keep reminding people that you are using Easy Fundraising and reminding them to do things like download the app, get the donation reminder, sign up as a supporter, and sharing different ways that they can raise donations. So it's all kind of going on. You're simply spending not long, just a few minutes, perhaps even each month, just reminding people that you're using Easy Fundraising. And it helps to fund resources that school budgets can't cover. We all know how tight school budgets are at the moment. So having Easy Fundraising going on in the background and all the things that you raise as a PTA make a huge difference to schools, and schools are incredibly grateful for that extra money that you raise and the extra kind of excitement and support that it brings to schools. So next steps, if you haven't already, set up your free Easy Fundraising account using the link here.
Sorry, Jo, you just need to share your slides again.
Oh, sorry, have they stopped?
Yeah.
Let me reshare.
Also, got a lot of people asking about on the Q&A about the video. They love the video, and when will they be able to share it with parents? So will you be sending the videos on?
Absolutely. So I'll send round an email after the webinar. So it will have the recording on, it will have the infographic on that had all the different months in the year and different ways of raising, and it will have links as well to the videos for you to download. So just going back to the videos as well, I know we talked about using them at face-to-face events, and that is the kind of main purpose of them. Because they aren't too long, they're kind of 1.5 minutes long, you can also share them on social media. So you could share them on your Facebook page, for example, or you could share them in WhatsApp kind of parent groups that you might have for different classes or year groups. So sorry, this is the link where you would sign up if you haven't already created your Easy Fundraising account. And if you have any other questions that you kind of think of afterwards, you can always email me. Here's my email address. You can just pop me an email and I'll get back to you nice and quickly. So before we finish, Becky, are there any other questions that have appeared in the chat? Oh, are you there, Becky?
Sorry, I'm talking away to myself on mute.
Don't worry.
Oh, it's like 2020 again here. Sorry about that. Okay, so Hayley was just asking, oh, sorry, I'm getting all my ones mixed up now. So I think it was Hayley was asking, do you have a list of the top 10, 20 most commonly used visited websites? Yeah, we can send that over to you. That's not a problem. I mean, I could probably list them off the top of my head, but it does vary slightly with schools. You do tend to have a slightly different makeup of most popular retailers, but it will be people in your top 5 will be people like Marks and Spencer's, John Lewis, Trainline, that sort of thing. And Hayley is also asking, what's the biggest amount you've seen a PTA raise in a year? That's a really good question. Don't quote me, but I believe the most I've seen a PTA raise in 1 year is 7,000 something. So, it can be a sizable amount that can be raised. But what I always say to the causes that I speak to is, even if you just raise £100 doing this, it's £100 better off in your PTA bank account than anywhere else. And then Lisa's just asking a question about how quickly do new supporters show up in the statistics. Yeah, it is a rolling 3 days. Lisa's saying I ask us within my information, it's showing 3 new supporters in 30 days for quite some time. Is this a rolling 30 days? It is a rolling 30 days, but we can double check into that for you as well, just in case there's any issue there. I think that's all the questions at the moment.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Obviously, the page, if you'd like to sign up, is there, and my email address is there as well if you think of any other questions. Thank you for your time this evening, and have a good rest of the evening.
Thanks, everybody.